I want you to picture, if you can, picture a guy in his 40s, gets an invitation to go play this really cool golf course in Nebraska, in a very remote part of Nebraska. It's a cool opportunity. So he's a family office person, and some of these family office people, as you all know, sometimes they fly private. So he charters a plane for himself. And since he's only going to be gone for 24 hours, he doesn't tell his wife and 2 kids. It's just like, yeah, they don't really need to know. I'm just going to jump on this plane and I'll be back before anyone notices. And he runs a multifamily office, so he understands the idea of having your affairs in order. His wife comes in and does like the estate planning meetings, and they have all their ducks in a row, or they have their affairs in order, as they say. And so halfway through the trip, he is enjoying a Diet Coke and a sandwich, when all of a sudden there's this loud bang from the left side of the plane. And he can start to feel pressure coming out of the cabin of the plane. And the oxygen masks come down. The pilot opens the door. He's panicking. The gentleman is panicking. The pilot says something along the lines of, "Put your mask on now." And for the first time in his life, this guy who had his affairs in order, who was very comfortable talking about legacy as he defined it, who's helped tons of multi-generational families through the complexities of wealth, he realizes that his affairs maybe aren't in order in the way that he thought. And there's no service. So with his oxygen mask on, he can't get to the internet. He starts typing in his notes app the last words that he will ever say to his wife and 2 daughters, hoping that when this plane crashes, someone will find his phone and the note that he's writing. The plane touches down safely in Nebraska. Pilot does an amazing job. He has this like amazing sense of euphoria. If you've ever had an experience like this in your life, all of a sudden you start to be thankful for very small things. And he calls his wife, and then he calls me. This is a very good friend of mine. He says, "You're right about legacy." And the note, the reason I share this story is because that note became his first legacy letter that he ever put into our software. And this was like a year ago. He's now written 6. And I think it's a cool story. Hopefully not everyone has to go through an experience like this to understand that, you know, certainly the money and the bank accounts and the trust and all that stuff, that's very, very important. But legacy is about all of that stuff and the ability for the future generations to know who we were and what we stood for, and to say the things that we want to say to them. What we're going to do today, what I'm going to try to do, is start at a really high level and talk to you about the why of legacy, so that you feel really good articulating that in your own mind, and then maybe to other people in your firm and to your clients. Talk about the what, meaning what, when we talk about legacy, what are we actually talking about? What does that look like?